Hey everybody, welcome back to Before the Echo Gear Guide. I think that's what I'm calling this. So I got asked a lot about what grunt calls I like to use, and to preface this, I have been through the grunt call gauntlet. I've used all your primos, your buck roar, your hardwood hunter. I've used a Quaker boy. I've used the eliminators. I've used a lot of the mad stuff. They had a growl back in the day. Um, Hunter, especially the true talker. I've used so many grunt calls throughout the years, and I have a particular type that I like. I don't really care what brand you buy. I use Flextone a year, and like I said, I don't care what brand is your favorite. This is the one I've used the last couple years. It's made by Hunter's Specialties, and it's a DoD Deer Outdoors edition. But there's some things I like about a grunt call, and I'm going to preface all of this by saying some of this stuff does not matter. Sometimes if a deer is going to come into a grunt call, it doesn't matter what you toot on; he's going to come in. But to me, this is a more realistic sounding grunt call. One, it's rubber. This is a completely rubber grunt call. And the reason that I like rubber, I feel like wood or plastic sounds a little more echo, like a little vibrating to me. These rubber ones to me sound a little bit more natural. I A must have for me is a snort wheeze with my grunt call. This little port here has a snort wheeze on it that you can snort wheeze. And I'll tell you kind of how I killed one of my biggest deer I've ever killed with a grunt call just like this. The other benefit of this grunt call is, to me, it can get very, very quiet. Sometimes a grunt call struggles to get quiet. It kind of just when you blow it quietly or don't put a lot of air through it, it just kind of vibrates. This one you can really get, and it still sounds really good as a quiet grunt call. And then also it has a very wide range. I can kind of, they call it a growl, I guess, but you can kind of get a little more deep with the grunt, and then that's a louder tone too. And then the chasing sequence of a grunt sounds good on this call. That to me, those notes are kind of the primary ones that I like to have in the arsenal with the grunt call. And this one just sounds so good, to me at least. And I've had other ones that are all rubber, that I think are they're pretty similar. As far as my settings with this call, you can put a rubber band on this thing and change the pitch of it, but I just leave it wide open, as you can see here. Some of the calls will have a rubber band that goes into those little ports right there. You can see on the reed. This one is just open. But the logic is, the tighter this reed is up here, the kind of the younger the deer is. So that's what I have set up on this grunt call. I killed one of my most mature bucks with a grunt call very similar to this. It was not this brand. This was back probably in 2008 when I killed that deer, but it was in a very, very similar grunt call. And to set you the tone of it, the day it was raining. It was in the evening. I was sitting over an active scrape. It stopped raining. As soon as it stopped raining, I was like, man, it's going to get good. I went ahead and made a little grunting sequence with the snort wheeze at the end. Essentially, I kind of did one of these. I paused for a little bit, and then within probably a minute, I had a great big mature 10-pointer come in over the scrape. When he was coming in, he was mad. He was fired up. He was raking trees, throwing things in the air, and I shot him at like 15 yards. So it can be a very effective tool, but I feel like you have to have the right one to make your odds increase, right? If you have one that sounds crappy, you're probably not going to get those like lukewarm deer come in that they're not sure about this grunt, or maybe they're a little bit timid. Maybe a more realistic one, to me, is a better option. So this is the one I have. I'll link in the description of this video a few options. Those links will be affiliate links. So that means if you guys buy the grunt calls through that link, helps me out a little bit. And I really appreciate that. And anybody that ever clicks on one of those links and buys something, I can't tell you thank you enough. Those are the little things that help me out a lot on this channel to keep it going. So you can also keep the channel going by hitting that subscribe button right up there. And then right here is the another video for you to watch. Leave a comment down below if there's any other gear you want me to go over.